What if humanity suddenly vanished from the earth? Would our bustling cities, once full of life, become sprawling metropolitan ghost towns? Would our highways, the crowded thoroughfares of a busy civilization, lay desolate and bare? If humanity suddenly disappeared, how would the earth change in our absence? What would become of our planet? In the future, humans will have dominated the earth for over 7,000 years. Since the rise of agricultural civilizations, our species has colonized every continent on Earth. We've adapted to extreme environments, constructed elaborate settlements, and harvested innumerable resources. With a population of 78 billion and counting, humanity has evolved from simple primates into a global force. We've shaped the Earth's topography. We've cut down forests and manipulated the Earth's ecosystems, disrupting food chains, eradicating species, and, in many ways, toppling the laws of nature. In fact, the rise of humanity thousands of years ago started the first geological epoch dictated not by the evolution of the natural world, but by a single globally dominant species. What if, in the blink of an eye, humanity ceases to exist? Imagine a mass extinction event that annihilates every human being on the planet. All 78 billion of us. If humanity suddenly disappears, what would happen? Next, after the sudden extinction of our species, the world becomes unnervingly quiet, without planes, trains, and automobiles, the noisy workhorses of humanity. The earth breathes a sigh of relief, but it doesn't take long for the remnants of humankind to wreak havoc on the world. Without human oversight, 443 nuclear reactors across 30 countries climb to dangerous temperatures. Most nuclear power plants in the world today are designed to decrease power in the absence of management, thereby reducing the risk of nuclear meltdowns. Like the 1986 Chernobyl disaster, it's unlikely any of our reactors will explode. Each power plant will irradiate the atmosphere for thousands of years, damaging ecosystems, eradicating wildlife, and gradually poisoning our planet. Like nuclear reactors and precautionary systems prevent our factory wellheads and drilling rigs from bursting into flames, but those systems may fail, sparking industrial fires, releasing pillars of black smoke, and further polluting the atmosphere. Initially, the ocean bears a portion of the burden from greenhouse gases. For decades, the ocean has diminished global CO2 emissions by absorbing excess carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Between 1994 and 2007, the ocean absorbed around 31 of anthropogenic carbon dioxide. But even the ocean has its limits. Eventually, an overabundance of carbon dioxide will acidify the ocean, killing marine life and crippling vital ecosystems. As the ocean slowly acidifies and industrial plants poison the earth, every drizzle and thunderstorm inundates our largest cities with torrents of natural runoff. Subway networks no longer drained by underground pumps, filled with millions of gallons of rainwater. Violent floods rush through subway tunnels, sweeping away train cars and erupting from stations and stairwells in the once crowded streets of London, Manchester. Within decades of our extinction, human infrastructure crumbles cities to their knees as water erodes support structures. Hidden underground, overpasses and bridges collapse into piles of rubble, and high-rises and homes sink into the ground around. Our urban spaces give way, and Mother Nature reclaims the Earth's tropical rainforests, like the Amazon and the Congo, gradually burying the remnants of humanity under a dense layer of green tropical vegetation that creeps into every window and doorway, and diverse wildlife like birds, monkeys, and rodents fill the void humanity left behind. In frozen deserts and snowy taigas, buildings and roadways break down under the wind and the extreme cold of successive winters. In regions with heavy snowfall like Canada, Scandinavia, entire towns disappear into the icy tundra, entombing human structures in mountains of white snow. As nature slowly reclaims, human settlements and new ecosystems develop. In our absence, a changing hierarchy of animals survives and even flourishes in the relics of humanity, including wild dogs and cats. No longer sheltered, humans have become apex predators in urban and suburban spaces. Other city dwellers like raccoons, mice, and bats thrive in abandoned buildings where they feed on humanity's trash and organic waste, But few animals boom in our absence, like the world's insects, which, without humans, feed freely on farmlands no longer threatened by pesticides. The insect population, which has steadily declined over the last few decades, surges to new heights, launching an ecological domino effect. Rising populations of insect species attract hungry insectivores like birds and reptiles who entice larger carnivores and apex predators. Many insect species are also prolific pollinators, stimulating the reproduction of angiosperms or flowering plants. The disappearance of humanity and the absence of artificial toxins may rejuvenate entire ecosystems, stimulating a burst of biodiversity around them. The world's pesticides may fade, but not all are toxic. Remnant of humanity, mounds of non-biodegradable waste that humans abandon in dumps and landfills will remain piled high for 1,000 years. At least high levels of greenhouse gases like methane and CO2 will persist for several millennia, long after humans have disappeared. Global warming, the product of heavy deforestation and the burning of fossil fuels, continues to radicalize the Earth's climate, melting the polar ice caps and raising temperatures around the world. Once our buildings decay and our infrastructure crumbles, garbage and chemical pollution will be the only remnants of our species. Think about the cradles of civilization, like the Sumerians or the ancient Egyptians. Their stone wonders stood tall a few thousand years ago, but only a small amount of physical evidence remains. If our species vanished tomorrow, no one would maintain or preserve the relics we leave behind. They would be destroyed by Mother Nature and overrun with wildlife. Eventually, human achievement might disappear into the analogs of history. No other species learns or remembers future. Long after humanity's sudden extinction, it's possible another highly intelligent species will evolve on Earth. This species might research the planet's history. They may uncover a handful of human relics. The great majority of our legacy would be lost forever. Despite thousands of years of global dominance, we may not be remembered as scientists, artists, or visionaries. If humans suddenly disappear, we may only be